Scrolls 6 is a collaborative project between Connor, one of 99, CaptGlitch, and JRP, and in it, Samus has finally put on her robe and wizard hat. Conveniently, Samus's robe and wizard hat looks exactly like her armor, and her wand looks exactly like her cannon, so there wasn't much to be done in the way of sprite editing. All of the power-ups have been reflavored as spells, tomes, and magical objects, which is fun, and a few of them are a little more tongue-in-cheek than others. Scrolls' more fantasy slant is apparent in the worlds you visit as well. Each of the 5 main areas is themed after forest, sky, water, darkness, and fire and ice, which share an area. I'm onto you, Connor. A few of these are pretty novel for Metroid, like the darkness area that calls to mind Japanese architecture, the forest area, which is a forest, where you spend most of your time in the canopy, and the water area, which is a beach with boardwalk-like platforms. These areas aren't as detailed as, say, Desolation, but they're still nice to look at. Compared to most Metroid experiences, and in stark contrast to something like, say, Return to Zebes, Scrolls areas are pretty linear. You go in one end, loop around to the boss, then exit through a previously gray door and you're on your way. The only area that bucks this trend is the first one, simply because you do it twice, once for both ice and fire. The way the game blocks the way to the boss just by locking the door is pretty lame, and I think it could have been handled a little more naturally than just turning the door off, but what can you do? The bosses, like Desolation, are a mix of Zero Mission and Fusion affairs. There's only one real encounter of note aside from having to suffer through Ceres. The boss of the fire side of the first area is 2 Arachnes at once, which is pretty cool. I wish there were more fights like that in these hacks, although I can understand that sort of thing takes a lot of work, even for something that seems simple. Once you've beaten each boss, you move on to collect an arcane rune, which work kinda like the major collectibles in the Prime trilogy. They don't do anything but unlock the way to the dragon you came to slay, and also to the wave beam. It is, at least, an interesting way to gate progress to the final boss, and I like that it also gives you access to an optional item partway through. While Scrolls 6 isn't the flashiest or most impressive hack, it's probably the most consistent quality of all the large hacks I've played so far. And that quality is high. You'll have a good time playing Scrolls, and it's not prohibitively difficult or long. My first run was about 2 hours long, although I was making pretty good time this time around on account of switching to a more suitable controller for these games. I mean, I got my GBA's buttons fixed. You can't go wrong with Scrolls 6 if you're looking for a Zero Mission hack, featuring solid level design, well-hidden items, and even a few laughs. I'd heartily recommend it, along with mentioning that it's the highest rated Zero Mission hack on Metroid Construction for a reason. Grab it over there and you too can be a wizard and slay a dragon. Thanks for watching. I'm off to gaze into my orb. This has been Torvis. God bless.